Hi everyone, welcome to Stampers Clubhouse. Today I want to show you how I made these lollies or rosettes that I used in one of my last classes to make this wreath that's also featured in the Stampin' Up's Holiday Mini Catalog this year. Aren't those a lot of fun? There's different ones done a little bit different sizes, but what I did, I used it on this, but I also did a Halloween card also with this on there. I want to show you how this is done. I used our brand new tool called the Simply Scored. And you'll notice that I have my markers all set. These little markers pop in and out. It comes with 3 of them, and then I've ordered a couple of extra packages. And they nicely get stored in this. I don't know if anybody has seen this yet, but if you open up this, if you lift this lid up, the tray, let it drop, it falls right open. And then lift it up again. You'll see how you kind of like it lifts up and down like this. That'll stop you from having it maybe break off. But if you push up on it and then kind of drop it, it wants to hang if you want to do too close there. So pop that in there, but that's a great place for storage. And I'm taking a piece of 12 by 3 inch that I used for the Halloween card, for this Halloween card. And I'm going to lay it across there, and I'm going to take my stylus. It comes with a small point and a larger point on your stylus, and it holds neatly right down here. So you have it all stored, snaps in place. Love this new tool. I'm going to just hold that in there, and I'm going to score on this side. I'm going to use the smaller end of the stylus at every ½ inch. And I put them at 1 inch just so I can quickly see where I am in between. And I'm doing this somewhat gently because it is designer paper. And if you notice, I'm holding it so that my hand is kind of flat and I'm just letting my arm roll down. This edge over here is nice and smoothed off, so it's very easy and comfortable. And I'm just going to run this down at every ½ inch all the way down the paper. And again, I'm using the smaller end. You can use either one, whichever's more comfortable for you. This paper just seems to like the small one. It nicely glides in. And then I'm going to flip it so that I can get, that was my valley. I want to make valleys and ridges. And I'm not going to flip it this way. I'm actually going to flip it this way. Just because of being left or right-handed, sometimes you tend to pull the paper one way or the other, and I want to make sure that I'm going to have nice even spaces. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do it at the 1/4 inch and the 3/4 inch all the way down. I made these fairly tight. I wanted a nice small ridged card, rosette for the card, because I wanted to be able to actually like put it in an envelope. If I would have done them only at the ½ inch all the way across, it would have been a little bit thicker and bulkier, and it probably wouldn't have slid into an envelope very nice. It would have been really nice to put it on top of a package and just, you know, have the card be part of the packaging, which I do like to do sometimes because it's really pretty and it really gets you a lot of oohs and ahs at a party. Okay, I'm going to slide my stylus into its little holder down here. Move my scoring blade out of the way, and I am going to take my paper cutter because I did this in one piece so that I didn't have to score it twice, but I actually need 2 strips of paper at 1.5 inches each. And rather than have to score it twice, I scored it once, and then I'm just going to score this down at 1.5 inches, or cut this down at 1.5 inches. Once I do that, I'm going to simply just fold this at each of these folds. I tend to work a little faster if I have it a little closer to me. See how nice it's just like folding, boom, boom, boom. Give it a squeeze there. My fingers aren't wide enough with my little tiny hands. So I kind of do a little bit and then let go and come back and do some more. It's okay to let go. You're going to let go eventually anyway. And put that all up. So see, it's kind of like a little accordion. Isn't that fun? And that's half the rosette. And I need to do the same thing to this half. And it's just easily folding right at those score lines. Oh, that one's not because I flipped it wrong. There we go. There we go. Let's give it a squeeze. So it is somewhat important to make sure that you flip your paper in that one direction rather than end for end, and flip it top to bottom when you're scoring if you're going to do both sides like that, so that your scores end up nice and even. And take your time. That is the most important part of making these little rosettes, is the scoring. Back to my favorite Tombow glue. And I'm going to just kind of put some down at the end a little bit. Put some down in that valley. And I am going to go ahead and let that just overlap just into one. I'm not going to actually do the end for end. Squeeze that together so that glue's good and stuck. I don't want to just glue these ends just like this. I like to actually overlap it. It gives it a little bit more strength. And it's totally okay. You're not going to see that crease. You're not going to see that extra thickness. These have so much going on them. But I'm going to do the exact same thing here. Add a little bit of glue down into that valley so that I can, come on glue. Glue it into that valley. So it's overlapped. Okay, and again, the designer paper glues pretty quick. The Tombow dries pretty fast. And you're going to end up with this little donut-y looking thing, this little wheel. Looks like a little wheel, doesn't it, with these little zigzags in this dark color, the Halloween paper. Then you're going to need to have a 2.5-inch circle punched. I use the 2.5-inch circle. I'm going to use my low temp glue gun. The high temp ones, if you touch the glue, you end up burning your hand, and you have an option of, or a possibility of touching glue here. So I'm just going to kind of put some of this glue in the middle. There's a little pile of it there. I'm going to take my little lolly here that I've made. Put it over the top of that and just start getting it to lay down into that glue. Kind of squeeze that right in there. The glue stays, you know, liquid for a little while, so you have a little bit of time to play with this. As long as your glue's warm enough when you're going, and then you just kind of push it right in there. Yeah, squeeze right there, right? Squeeze it right up in there. Let it cool for a minute. See, I can touch this, and even though it's gooey, it's not hot. It won't burn my finger. I'll push that down a little bit there. Okay. One little lolly. And you've got, it doesn't matter that this isn't perfectly on the middle, because you're going to attach it to something. And finish it off. I used the little owl, little punched owl here. You could easily use some buttons. Put a nice button in the middle of it. These would make stunning Christmas cards too with our beautiful designer papers. But thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed my video and that you're going to learn how to make these lollies and have this very nice holiday wreath that you could make with all of these. You can see more of this project on my blog at stampersclub.com. Thanks for visiting. Bye.